Hi, everybody. Recruiting Animal here on December 8th, 2021. The guest today is Priya Shethna,
Hi guys.
Shethna, the famous healthcare recruiter. Okay.
Okay.
Nobody else is here, so I get to ask her all the questions myself without anybody interrupting me. Okay. First, I've got a few issues. You improved your domain name. Am I right? You took out a hyphen. It's now, let me just read it. It's hold on, sorry, it's UKEY, UKEY careerssolutions.org. It's still too long, but is that how it always was?
It's always been like that. Yeah.
Okay, show everybody your new mug. You've got
Oh, okay.
stuff,
This
advertising.
came during the time of the holidays.
See,
Yay.
that has the hyphen in it. U hyphen key. Your domain name, which I've criticized her for every time she's been on,
I do
is
apologize.
too long. UKEY. Anyway,
I mean, you
I've got
can't pronounce
another
it
question.
right.
Well, first I'm going to embarrass you. You've got a spelling mistake in your profile. There's an about section on your website, and it tells you the three people who are in the company. And yours says born in India, raised in Kuwait, and raising a family in Los Angeles. And then you've got an apostrophe at the end of Los Angeles between the E and the S. There's no apostrophe there, dear. Okay. I don't live in Los Angeles. And I
No,
know that.
why are you
Okay.
putting me on blast when it's recording? We talked for 5 minutes prior to getting on. You could have said it then.
No, I wanted to embarrass you.
Oh,
I
okay. Well, mission
wanted to.
accomplished.
You have to do things. People have to learn. They make
Okay.
mistakes. I've got a whole question here. I've got a question. Wait, I'll wait first to see if other
Thank
people
God
come for this
Mario's
one.
here.
Okay, but you've got what's the other logic? You got three people there. They all say where they're born. Who cares?
Oh, it makes sense because we're just a company of immigrants, and I think that speaks.
No. Lisa's born and I know it because I just read it. She's born and raised in San Francisco.
With immigrant parents.
So what?
Okay, do you know how Asian culture works? If you have immigrant parents, there are some aspects of immigrantness
You
to
don't know anything about my
I don't know
family
what I'm
either,
talking about.
okay? But I don't brag around. My parents come from here. They come from there. Big deal.
I'm just saying, man.
Okay.
You're right.
And
I
the
don't know
thing
why.
is with you,
Mhm.
people can see that well, they don't know where you're from. You sound 100% American, okay? So
Right.
anyway, also, yeah, how is that? You must have moved to the States very young because you don't have a trace of any kind of
Well,
accent.
I was 12, and I think you're just in the business where you're actually talking to people constantly. So you just evolve the way you speak. If I was behind a computer screen as a techie, I probably would have rocked my Indian accent.
Really? Look who's here. Mario
Hey,
Hey,
Card.
folks.
hi.
MarioTheRecruiter.com.
Hey, Priya.
Okay.
Hi, Animal. What's up?
Good to see you.
I'm just was spending the time here criticizing the guest. That's my specialty. She just said. Although, let me ask you one more thing. Was this a pity appearance? Okay, because I was begging for guests. So nobody wants to be a guest anymore. So Priya offered, and I appreciated it. But I've heard about pity sex. I've never had any, and I don't know anyone who's had it. It's like a regular joke, right? But that's the
Really.
first thing I thought of. This was a pity appearance. Was it a pity, or
No,
did you just
no.
want to be a guest? Because we
I
like you.
really wanted to be a guest.
Okay.
Okay, so to be honest, I've been so burnt out, and I just I wanted to
Have some fun.
just waste an hour of my life.
Yeah. Okay.
My
Waste an
God.
hour. Okay. You know
I'm
what?
wasting tons of
That's
hours.
that's what Amy said after I started posting clips from the show. People aren't interested in watching the whole hour, so I started cutting it down to 1 or 2 minutes. They're not interested in those either. But I
You need
posted them.
I've said this to you before. You need to get people to nominate other people and then compel them.
Okay,
You
well, no,
make
you don't know what
That's a
I
good
just
idea.
mean watching. I just mean watching. But there's good information. But here's the point I wanted to come back to. Okay. Amy she's been on like a dozen times, and she was the guest a few weeks ago. So I started posting, short clips from her appearance about working for a big brand. And she said, there goes an hour of my life I'm never going to get back. Made me feel great, honey. Okay. You had a
No,
good
it's
time
pretty
on the show.
exciting.
Okay. So this is a preliminary part. If I was actually editing the whole shows, I would take this out. Let's get to it. Okay. When your candidate's email address starts with Bozilla, what would you do?
Bozilla. What's Bozilla?
Yeah, some kooky thing like,
Oh,
beer and
um,
ginger ale at gmail.com. Would you say something?
at this time, I'm so desperate for candidates. I would just be like, nope, I don't care.
Who
I'm
cares,
submitting
right?
your ass.
Yeah. What
And
about
then
you,
maybe
Mario?
I would make them a different email address and say, hey, buddy, here you go.
Oh, okay. So
I'm so sorry, Priya, you're on the show, but this reminds me of an idea I saw once for a candidate. He is an ass 99 at hotmail.com. I just read the idea and I bursted laughing. I'm like, who gives a crap?
what did he
I
have?
told him not heels and ass.
Here's an ass.
Hotmail, heels and ass. And hotmail.com, some stupid idea. I told the candidate not to put it on the resume. I got them to create another one and put it.
Good for you.
I told them very frankly, no one's going to take it seriously.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here, another recruiter asked, am I a recruiter or a babysitter? I thought that was good.
We're babysitters. That's true.
You think so? Go ahead.
Yeah, why not?
Paid, glorified.
We're babysitters at times.
Yeah.
Glorified ones, yeah. Well paid, yeah.
Give me a story about when you were a babysitter.
A recruiter / babysitter or an actual babysitter?
Well, no, a real
ahead.
babysitter when you were 10 years old. No.
Gosh. Okay. Well, you know what? Fun fact. I just coached somebody prior to this call, and I somehow convinced the hiring manager to reconsider her because she was a great candidate, but she didn't quite interview well. So in my interview coaching, I was like, they are going to ask you why you're in healthcare. Don't say it's for the money. Talk about empathy, compassion, all that fun stuff. So I feel like I was really dumbing it down for her at that time. And I was kind of giving her the words to say.
What would she have said? I think you did the right thing. Okay. What would she have said if you hadn't have coached her? Would she say for the money? Because the money's not so great. Well, what's wrong with that? If she would have said, I want to earn a good living. What's wrong with that?
I don't know. I mean, I just know this company culture, and they want people who want to be in healthcare because they are compassionate.
I'm so sorry. Apparently, wokeness has got into the industries so badly that you need to be woke for everything. We're in this for the money.
That counts. That doesn't count as woke. That's just normal.
No, that's craziness. Okay, exactly. You're in the business. You're in your job to make money. You're not doing it for a child.
I love your company. I've always wanted to work for a company.
Yeah, right.
Bottle caps. Imagine where we'd be without them. No bottle caps. I want to be there.
Cockle spill.
Guys, hear me out. That's where you have to really know your client and know what they're looking for. Everyone's in it for the money. It's not charity work, I know. But this client has been putting so much emphasis on like passion and blah, blah, blah. So
it's how's the CEO, Priya?
What?
How's the CEO or the owner of the company? Are they nut jobs or what?
No, they're great.
Maybe you do. Once again, guys, I digress. Okay, to be in healthcare, you need to have some level of passion. Okay, but there is a difference.
So. You know what? I asked my doctor, my general. I said, what does your dad do? I've known him for a long time. He said he sells furniture. I said, well, do you like this job? You seem so busy here, because his office is always really busy. This is better than selling furniture. He didn't tell me, I have a lot of compassion for so many people who are coming and complaining all day long. No, okay? He's frank with me, okay?
And to be honest, I mean, the reason recruiting is hurting so bad right now when it comes to finding people, there's just massive burnout. People don't give a shit about empathy and compassion anymore, at least from what I'm seeing in my candidates. They're just looking for the higher bidder, So I think
if I gave you a 30% raise, we talked about this last week. If I gave you a 30% raise, wouldn't you move? Why not?
Yeah. I mean, unless you're going to expect a 60% raise from your current company, then it makes sense.
Although I made notes to talk about this, there's people say, one guy said he's lost 3 good candidates, 3 placements, because the companies, their own companies, came back with stupendous offers, very senior people. The new companies could not beat them. It was just unbelievable, and they stayed for the money, okay? And maybe some additional title changes as well. I don't see anything wrong with that. Rich was here last week, and he was saying, if the candidate is moving for the money, they're going to make you cry. And I said, why? He didn't give a good answer, in my opinion.
See, no, to be frank, on Guys, once again, on Rich's behalf, he deals with sales folk. Okay, that's a different ball game.
Well, they're more callous than other people, aren't they? I mean,
they're not only more callous. They see their skills are easily transferable. I mean, they can transfer the same skills from one company to another company. Okay, all right. So you look at it from a business perspective. You'd pay anything to keep a strong sales guy. Okay, if you're smart. Okay, if you're stupid like the better CEO, you're gonna lose everyone. Okay.
yeah, that's everybody. That's the guy who fired 300 people on Zoom.
Oh my God, that guy was ruthless and stupid.
Oh my God, that
And his
poor.
senior people are leaving on account of that. Apparently, there's so
Yeah,
three
true.
senior execs have left.
Animal, so sorry, Priya. There was a
Wait,
posting
who's the
for
guest? Okay, just answer that question. I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm saying,
Okay,
who's the guest? You're not letting me speak.
You're the guest. I'm asking you a question because you're the guest. Okay, deal with it. I'm sorry, Animal. I just want to clarify this.
Let's come back. Why is it a problem? Okay, you're in a industry, a helping industry, so that's why money is not a good reason, even though it's the truth.
No, money is a great reason. Sometimes you don't have to say it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you wanted to say? That you know we were neglecting your opinion as the guest?
Oh, I wanted to say, damn it.
What did you want to say? I'm good here. You do the floor. Whenever I say the floor is yours, people never say anything. Okay. There we go.
No, I get it.
Okay. Yeah. Now you get it. Okay. What about? I don't know if it happens in healthcare, but sometimes people have odd titles like this one, Global Head of Special Situations. How do you find people like that? I mean, who knows what they're really doing? Okay.
How do you find people like that?
The question is, what constitutes a special situation?
I haven't got a clue. I mean, that's it. I mean, and he or she might have a job that exactly what you need, right? But how can you actually find them? Maureen told me that some companies are giving out those weird titles so recruiters can't find their people, right?
Really? That's so clever.
Those companies are dumb as hell.
Why?
Hey, they need to ban them off LinkedIn first or some social media site.
No, it makes sense.
You just figure out what that person does and put those words.
Exactly. If you draw a market map, you'll know who is in what. Okay.
Yeah.
What's that? What does that mean?
A market map is when you say, take a company, for example, you take Yuki Solutions. Yuki, right? Okay. You draw a map of who is working in what position using your data. You can gather online.
You don't know who's working in what position.
No, you do have. I mean, you get at least you get average data from LinkedIn. You compare it from Crunchbase. You compare it from Zoom Info. You
there's
collaborate on
a slot. You know and if there's an empty slot with no name for a marketing manager, you assume that this special situations manager might belong there. Is that what you're saying?
You can at least take a guess. You can take a guess.
You've got an open place on your puzzle. You've got an extra piece that doesn't fit. You assume that no matter what the title of the job, it goes in there. That's what Mario.
No. Then what you do is you find the email address of the person who's not in the list in your puzzle, and you send them an email. Then they'll get back to you with something. You can initiate a conversation.
You discover that. Okay. What about this? Michael G. Cox he claims a lot of videos. If he was here, I would ask for details. But I don't know. One guy said, he said, video is better than phone. He says, make the initial. Oh, actually, this was from Kendra. She's not here this week either, but she said she learned that it's better to do the initial screening call with a Zoom call. She said when the COVID started, the virus, everybody in her company was wearing sweatpants. She means herself, and T-shirts and stuff like that. So she was just using the phone, right? But now she's switched back to video calls, even if she has to put some makeup on. She said it's more personal. She feels she can learn more about the candidate. What about you, Priya? Let Priya answer first this time.
No, I don't. I'm in high volume contingent staffing, so I don't have the time to do that. And I'm
exactly.
Yeah, so I want to say no. Plus, I think people think it's a hassle now. I mean, sure, but if I'm hiring like 20 medical assistants, paying them like what, 20, 25 an hour, whatever, they're not the population that's inclined to be like, yeah, let me dress up and get on the Zoom call with you. It's just quick. If I drop the ball and can't schedule a call with them in the next 10 minutes of the time they've applied, they have millions of other companies they can go to. So no.
Depends on the
I
job
think-
then. Go ahead, Mariam.
I think a lot of it depends on what kind of work you're doing. I assume Kendra is working internally, if I remember,
Yeah,
based
she's
on
a
the
corporate
previous calls.
recruiter. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sales.
When you're a corporate recruiter, you can afford to schedule an interview because if you're getting candidates, they've already been pre-screened. Okay. That's the first level interview. We categorize that as the first level interview.
Okay,
The so-called HR recruiter.
I'm going to go back to my medical framework for reference. When this COVID started, all the doctors were doing video calls. They all moved afterwards to phone calls because the video calls, they had problems with their patients not being able to set it up. You know, I was going to say really old people don't even know, but I had problems as well. They're not on Zoom, they're on special platforms, and they're all different. Okay, so anyway, so that's another reason. Although I'm sure all nurses have smartphones, and you could do a video call from a smartphone. Most people know how to do that, right?
They do know how to do that, but just like you said, setting up it's just too much. Some people have been on pre-screens with me while they're driving, and sure, I'll talk to you while you're driving. I don't care where you're going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna skip all the ones that are for. Well, let me just ask you one question though. So if you're after somebody, Priya, how many touches do you have to make in order to get them to reply to you? And give us a range of the kind. So we mentioned nurses. What other kind of health technicians and people are you recruiting? So we have
radiology, rad techs, MRI techs, MAs, phlebs, a lot of administrative individuals, so project managers within healthcare. So surgery schedulers. So
schedulers, what's that? So like an admin position?
Surgery scheduler is like a level 3 or level 4 admin. They have to be very organized and on top of their game.
Okay.
And here's a humble brag. The fact that we have some really, really good clients, I think they're some of the best in the Bay Area. I don't have to touch my candidates that many times. I just have to tell them who the client is. I'm gonna reel them in.
Oh, really? So if Amy was here, you would say, look, Amy, I like you, but, okay, the name of the company means a lot. It makes a big difference in my approach to candidates. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it's a brand, right? We're selling the brand, so it's easier. Sorry.
Hey, everybody.
Sorry.
Animal, quote on this. Quote her on this in the clips. Okay? Please do that. This is going to be comedy gold. I am going to enjoy this.
Yeah, Amy's
actually
you up, okay?
Yeah, Amy's pretty cool, man. Seriously, she's cool.
Well, in healthcare, it makes a difference. I don't know.
It does.
You can use against her. Say, oh, Amy, you're replacing rocket scientists, okay? I'm not, and where I am, it counts, okay?
Oh God, she's gonna rip me a new one.
Actually, yeah. I mean, see, it's all nuanced. That's the fact.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't. There's no black and white in recruiting. It never was black and white.
Plus, I think the difference in opinion that Amy and I would have on this subject is I have no idea what corporate recruiters do. I don't know what their workflow is. I don't know what kind of pressure they deal with. And so I don't even have an opinion or a comment on that.
Okay, so she's backing out, everybody. I understand.
I'm being very diplomatic right now. But
I mean, she's a good street fighter, okay? She's a brawler.
Yeah.
I can't.
Hey, you need to have something concrete to fight with her, okay? That's the fact.
Okay, but it sounds like, listen, this is some people like this, a guy who's both an IT developer and an IT recruiter. He's got a combination job. He said, I despise cold calls. It sounds like that's not true in your business, Priya. People don't mind getting a cold call. Am I right or wrong?
They don't mind, but they would much rather get a cold text. And my response rate is a hell of a lot higher. Can I say hell?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
No one's going to listen anyway. Like, did we need to say it at the beginning?
Hi, Stephen. Sorry.
Stephen, he's the
hi.
guest next
Stephen.
week. If
He's
you spell his name properly, everybody, no one would ever make that mistake. Stephen, okay? Go ahead.
Stephen.
This is
I mean, is it Stephen or Stefan? I think it's
Stephen.
Stephen, yeah.
But
Stephen, yeah, correct.
I'm sure. Well, I was going to say, I'm sure Mario. People mispronounce your name quite often, but
Yeah, trust me.
Mario is universal.
Well, no,
Yeah,
there's
that's why
Mario
he's-
and Mario. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
that's the problem there.
so what was the guest saying before we started talking to Scotland?
She was backing out.
No, I had to greet. You guys don't stop and greet. It's rude. But anyway, I was saying that no, my folks are more responsive to cold text. So just send that 50% blast and you'll get a lot of responses.
Oh, you send out blasts. You don't carefully nurture people with, oh, I was looking at your profile and I see you've done this and I think this would be of specific interest to you personally. You don't do that.
I do
She
on the position. Again.
She's not recruiting in tech, okay? She doesn't have to bet that much.
No, but
the candidates.
positions, if it's like I said, if it's a project manager, level 4 something, rad text, I'll personalize the message. I'll tell them why they would be.
That's a more senior position?
Senior position, yeah. But again, we're going back to the 25 MAs. I need them in 3 days. No, I'm not personalizing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emmys. Okay, that sounds like a TV award over. Yeah.
Excuse me, guest. I have a question. There was a Facebook posting I tagged you on. Did you have a look at that?
What was it about?
A staffing company was selling a list of RNs and stuff. They were selling a database out.
I saw that.
You had a look at it? Was he asking too much money?
No, I don't know how much he was asking. It's just,
Okay.
I don't know, not my thing.
Let me take something up with Stephen. Next week he's the guest, and so I wanted to say he's the video expert, and I wanted to save all the video stuff for him. But why not this week as well? Your image is a little too white. You look ghostly, Steve. And that's not usually your presentation. What's going on there? I learned about lighting, those little rings and things from you. Okay.
How's this?
It's the same as it was a minute ago. I don't care really. I'm just surprised. Okay, because I thought you were the lighting guy, and you show all the tech. I mean, this guy knows all the video tech. Okay, you're the kind of person that's causing anti-vaxxers to not trust experts anymore. Okay.
Can I just say I feel offended that you're picking on a Scotsman for how pale he is. That's quite racist.
It's snowing here, okay? You won't know that looking behind me, but there's snow on the ground.
That's nice.
We don't get much of a tan here, but we don't like people to point it out.
Okay.
I think animals can be very passive aggressively racist.
Okay, the animal show is about being passive aggressive.
Hey, brown girl, why don't you have an accent?
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Don't start about that.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah. So how many emails will you send, mass emails to the same person, Priya?
So I don't send mass emails because I use HubSpot.
You just said it.
No, mass text messages is what I meant.
Text.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. At a time, I'll maybe send it to like.
What do you define as mass?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't even send more than one email. But for mass text messages, I'll do about 25. That's mass to me.
25.
But so the same person is receiving 25 texts.
No. She meant 25 people.
Are receiving
and I'm asking. My follow-up question is, how many are going to go to one person in the end? How many approaches will you make?
How many touches? 3: email, call, text. But I try not to call more than once or email more than once. I take it back, maybe 5, because I will follow up with text messages.
3 texts then, 1 phone call and 1 email.
Yeah.
And that's in the Bay Area, right?
2 texts, 1 phone call, 1 email. That's 4.
That's after she told us a minute ago she doesn't use email. There we go.
No.
At what point do you turn up at the front door and knock the door?
No, I just hide under their car. Duh.
Okay.
No, you're not listening. I do email. I don't mass email because then HubSpot won't tell me who has opened my email.
Hey, you can try Loxo for that, Priya.
Okay.
Loxo does that. You can mass email also.
I get a notification on my phone gives me a notification to let me know that someone's opened an email from HubSpot.
HubSpot does do that. It tells you, even if you mass email, it does tell you. It does. I've used HubSpot before. I disagree. Let's fight.
You
Actually-
can
actually,
do
maybe
it.
you'll
tell
learn
you what
something
I
here.
do.
Maybe you'll learn something valuable from these two guys,
Wait.
Priya.
Okay, so it
But-
tells, if you mass email or even if you CC somebody, it'll tell you someone has opened, but it doesn't tell you who.
Who
When
do
you
think
send a
that would be?
campaign,
So I can I pause you there? So I use Outlook, but with Outlook I have HubSpot integrated, and
Mhm.
on Outlook I use a tool called Easy Mail Merge. So if I've got a list of 100 or 100,000 people and I want to send an email to them, I'll personalize it so that it drops in their name and the subject and so on and so on. So it'll do all of that. But whenever any one of them opens the email, then I'll get a notification telling me that, Joe Blogs opened this email from on HubSpot app on my phone. It'll tell me who opened the email.
Oh, okay. And it tells you exactly who, not someone opened your email.
Yeah, it tells me that the person that opened my email.
Joe
In fact,
Blow is a person, okay? In case you never heard that
I
before.
was looking to see where my phone is. I
Priya?
don't know where my phone is.
Confirming. Okay.
Priya, I would suggest you try to use the free version of Luxo. It really does wonders.
Isn't Luxo an ATS?
It is an ATS. It has a free version. Okay, it's pretty easy to use. Any monkey with a wrench can use it. Okay, once you get the hang of it, it's damn easy. It's a
Okay.
free version. Okay, and it gives you notifications when you set up a campaign every time the person opens an email.
That's HubSpot too.
No, but it's individual. You can email. You set 100 people in a campaign. Okay,
Mhm.
every time one of them opens it individually, you get an email.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out.
Let's go
Like,
back
yeah.
to
it's the
HubSpot.
January
How long
2022
have you been using HubSpot?
Me?
Yeah.
2 months.
Oh, really? Oh, very recently. Okay, so you
Yeah.
haven't.
I'm technologically very, very
You've got
challenged.
an IT guy there now, okay? From
Who?
Vietnam. There's 3 people in your company now. There's an
Oh,
IT guy.
he's very strong in other parts. I don't think IT is one of them.
It says on your, beside Los
Compare-
Angeles with an
It's all
apostrophe, it says he's in
relative, you
IT.
stalker. He can integrate things. We're switching to Crelate, and I'm very, very excited. So yeah,
Crelate is pretty good.
Is
Rich uses Crelate. Yeah, he
I don't see a
recommends
lot of
it.
people recommending it, but I fell in love with like their demo.
Do you
and-
honestly think the guys who are making $1 billion are going to waste their time recommending softwares to other people?
He does.
No, Rich does. Rich is very generous that way. Most
Yeah,
don't.
he is. He is. Okay.
That I'll give credit.
Now I feel stupid
Why?
because I'm like
I
sitting
think
here
you're-
searching,
I
like
think you're
who is
smart.
why
I
is
think you're
nobody
smart.
recommending Crelate? But yeah, you're right. They're so busy working. Why are they going to sit there and recommend tools?
They like, some people
No,
are
no,
nice.
no.
Look at what Rich gives us
Exactly.
information. Everybody worships him, okay?
Not worships him. There is a level of respect for the guy. Okay,
Okay, yeah.
he is genuine. At least he does a lot of information openly. I mean,
Okay.
I ain't that good.
Okay.
I won't tell anything.
I'm
Okay.
phenomenal, so you guys can ask me for advice.
Well, what
Oh,
what
yeah, I
question
remember
should we
Priya.
ask
Very
you?
sweet.
Okay.
That was sarcasm.
How do you draft a Boolean string?
No. So fun fact, before I joined the recruiters group, I thought I was okay with Booleans. And then I saw like other people like showing off their strings and I'm like, oh, it's okay. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna claim that anymore.
You want to tell us your score on a scale of 1 to 10, your Boolean score? I gave myself a 2. And I'll tell you why. I told the story before. I was looking for people on LinkedIn who had the nerve to brag that they were visionaries.
Uh-huh.
I came up with because I used to like to put up their profiles and mock them. And and so I made a list of some of them. And then Irina saw my list. She went it herself and did a search. And she got like 5 times as many. And I knew that I was had to be a bit humble.
You see
Okay.
that?
Can I
That's your
just show you
bubble.
something?
And Irina just
Yeah,
popped in.
sure. Yeah.
Wait, what is that?
I can't see it clearly, but what is
It's
it?
not clear at all.
What are we looking at, Stefan?
Oh, opened email. I can see that. Yes.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
So
it's
it's
Priya.
showing me
Take
the
a good
person
look.
and the logo.
yeah. What's the name of that tool? What was
Well, it's HubSpot on the app on my iPhone.
yeah.
So long as a person is in your database on HubSpot, then whenever they open the email, then it'll find that. If it's someone else that's not on your database, it will say someone opened the email, but they have to be on your database. So I've got some that say some.
What
but
data?
others that say
Stephen, you use HubSpot for
HubSpot.
recruiting or just for business development?
Well, I don't do any hands-on recruitment, so it's all business development.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
I'll just say
Okay.
something. Stephen O'Donnell, if you have a website that I know I have trouble getting a website domain name out of you as well, but he's like in the rich category of boldness. Okay. I always point out he actually placed and charged a fee for placing the client's brother-in-law with him. Unbelievable, right?
I think that was on the show once, right?
A few times I mentioned
Yeah,
it every
yeah, I
time,
remember.
okay, because it just blew me away. So he's the kind of guy to ask those questions. How can I be bold? What can I do? What are the limits of what I can do? He's like Rich or Tom Tuna, a no limit guy, you know. Well, actually, let me ask a question. So Priya said, Steve. Now they're both calling you
Yeah.
Stefan, okay? She said that she gives 5 touches and then she backs off. What's your limit?
It depends. Honestly, it depends on how badly I want to speak with this person. But I have actually turned up at people's front doors before. So sometimes I'll send a taxi around
You
to
weren't
someone's
joking when
house,
you weren't joking
with a message.
Wait, tell me
No,
that.
no.
story.
I've people who won't respond any other way. Sometimes I'll phone a local taxi company to the person, and I'll ask them to go around and knock on their door and hand them a message. So I've done that.
Were you trying to recruit a president?
Oh,
Like, what were you trying to do?
that's David Perry level.
Yes, it is.
Just someone that I knew was perfect for the job. I needed to speak to them. But yeah,
How did that work out?
sometimes people are just plain avoiding you and they won't respond any other way. So it might just take something else to get their attention. Maybe send them a bottle of scotch or whatever to get their attention.
In advance.
Stephen, what kind of positions were those? I mean, C-level, general managerial, or what?
No, not really. Regular engineer roles.
Oh,
And when I
okay.
say
Okay, that
engineer,
makes sense.
I mean proper engineering, not software.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh,
Mechanical.
Priya,
man.
wherever
Okay.
you are, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm over here.
No, but you might be over there. By the time they'll move you around when it comes out.
Okay, so Stefan, when you did send that person to the engineer's home, what happened?
Yeah. Well, in one instance, I asked the taxi driver to give his phone to the person at the door and dial this number. So he said, "I've got someone on the phone for you," and handed his phone to the person in the house. The person at the house then spoke to me, and we took it from there.
They weren't mad, or they didn't feel intruded?
No, they were intrigued that someone would go to such lengths, but there's other times when I would have gone to the local bar next to a factory that had employees that I wanted to headhunt, or sometimes I've stood at the gates of a factory with a sign, in my early days of recruitment, I'm looking for this type of person.
That's cool.
You go to wherever people are.
Well, I'd imagine they'd send the security out to beat me up. Okay, didn't that happen?
No.
When you go to a bar,
people are usually quite. If you make extraordinary efforts, then usually they're quite flattered. But in the early stages of my career, I would be recruiting chemical engineers, and I go along to the Chemical Engineer Institute events just to try and mingle and mix with people and so on. Mm-hmm. So, you do what you have to do.
Okay, well, that's very cool.
Yeah, not for me.
I'm gonna go to a local bar and just.
Well, how do you approach somebody at a bar? What do you say? "Hi, honey, I'm a recruiter. You want to talk to me?"
Say, "Honey, ew." Who does that? I say, "Hey, man, what's up? Can I buy you a beer?"
What do you say if you go into a bar and you want to recruit somebody? What do you go knock on everybody's, tap their shoulder and say, "I'm a recruiter"?
Well, you might just shout out loud, "Free beer for any engineers from such and such company."
Oh, okay. So you just.
And then how do you get them to talk to you? They'll take your beer, but do they have to sit down in order to get it?
Yeah, but they'll take the beer, but then you establish a rapport, you build up a relationship with them, you get to know them, you let them get to know you, and you say, look, I have an ulterior motive. I'll make no bones about it. I'm here to find someone with the skills for this kind of job. Could it be you? Could you know someone that would suit for this? Am I in the wrong place? Are we just going to get drunk? Whatever, and just get the conversation
I'm right,
going.
though. I'm right.
It's really just
he's in the
opening
Rich
the door.
Rosen level of
Yeah.
pushiness, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When you're willing to go face to face with a stranger, that's up there. Okay.
I would also
Here-
just pay the hot bartender and be like, here's $5 for every phone number you can give me of men with these badges from this respective company.
I wouldn't want to get involved.
Well,
in
so
that.
one time I got the bartender to have one of those vases on the counter and ask for business cards.
Oh.
Or so I'd say, right, a business card gets you a half price drink. So at the end of the night, we'd have a bowl full of business cards. But I mean, this is back in the day when people had business cards.
Back in the day when people went places.
Yeah, and the ROI would have been better at that time.
Okay, I have another question.
Yeah.
Okay, what about, now, see, Priya's work is kind of different than some of the positions we've been talking about, but someone said, don't flatter candidates. I've heard this before. Don't tell them how good they are. Then they'll get uppity or they'll get harder to deal with. Is that the case with you, Priya? Do you notice anything like that?
Good candidates already know they're good. My flattering is not going to make a difference to them. But no, I'm definitely going to tell a solid candidate that you're a rock star, man. I'm going to submit you as soon as we hang up this phone.
Really? You'll call and say, hey, you're a rock star? Huh?
I will. I have no issues with that. And you know what? Even every once in a while, I'll even try to see if I can squeeze like a little bit more money just to increase their pay rate from the client side. So, I mean, end of the day, we're also in the business of like progressing people's careers. And this is where my heart comes in. I do like my paychecks, but you do the best. You advocate for them. And those folks stick around. They give you referrals. They do stuff for you.
Do you know, a really good thing to say to candidates is look, you don't need to hear flattery from the likes of me and then proceed to flatter them. You know, you don't need me to tell you that you're good at what you do. But even then you can say to someone, look, you're the perfect mid-level average engineer I'm looking for the company that I'm working for. How about we have a chat? So, you know, you don't need to say that they're a rock star. You might say that I
wouldn't tell someone you're average.
Exactly the middle ground person you're after.
I wouldn't say, well, you're average. Just what I need.
Can I ask you a question?
Average people know that they're average and they're looking for a job that requires an average person, not a rock star.
Okay, Mario.
An average person doesn't want a rock star job.
How can we assess that a candidate is great, a rock star, or, you know, fantastic? I mean, technically, we are not very technically strong in our roles, okay? Unless we are like Ivan, who is a tech coder and a software engineer.
But that's a perennial question. Go ahead. So anybody want to answer him? Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, in health,
I would just ask them. I would plain ask them, just how good are you? And the thing that you should be good at as a recruiter is being a good judge of character and whether someone's telling you the truth or not. So just ask them. The best source of that kind of information is the person themselves. And when you ask them bluntly, people might flannel a little, but for the most part, they'd be on the money. They say, I'm pretty good.
Hold on, you're saying you actually would use those words. How good are you? How good are you?
I have used that. I'll accept that.
Why not?
Yeah, how good are you at Java? How good are you at SQL? Why
okay,
not?
That's a little different.
That's
a little different. How good are you at Java? That might be just part of her job. I mean, but how good are you? I mean, okay, I'm a 5 out of 10. I mean, who's going to tell you that? Or you're average. She said, yeah, you're just like an average. I don't get it.
I wouldn't ask that question. It's just
no. So then my follow-up question is, how do you call a candidate a rockstar candidate? I'm actually very curious.
First of all, that was an example. You guys just really
come on,
let's be specific.
That's a great follow-up question. How do you know it's a rock star?
A lot of factors, actually. If I were to seriously answer that,
please answer seriously. I'm sitting here for that nugget of wisdom.
I'm ready. So, if it's a clinical role, I will ask them, what are you going to do in this situation? What are you going to do in that situation? And I will have the answers. So I'm not just kind of shooting in the dark. Okay. Talk to me about, what tubes you use about in so-and-so and so-and-so test that you're running. I'll have all those answers as well. And then really just their availability and their compliance, things that they have already cleared. So I know that they're one of those put together candidates versus I just want a job.
Okay, so that means you look through the job description, you have to have a very specific idea of what they're doing, correct?
Yeah.
So you need to at least research the JD about whatever the role is about,
Yeah, of course.
30 to 40 times before you have an idea of what kind of tubes they're using, for God's
Here's
sake.
a question. No, here's Mary, a relevant question. Have you filled so many of those positions that you don't really have to even ask the hiring manager what's up? You know yourself.
Yep.
So you're doing the same kind of job over and over again, and you've got a checklist, right?
Yeah, it's physical, it's in my computer, it's in here too, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Repeat positions, that's why.
What positions?
Makes sense. Repeat positions. I mean,
Repeat
positions,
repeat.
yeah. And
Is there anything wrong with my audio or what?
No, you're really very loud today.
no, my dog was
I'm in my
barking.
office.
I couldn't hear you.
Oh,
Who couldn't hear him? Your dog could hear him?
No, my dog, he has like really loud paws and I can't hear people when he's walking.
Really? Oh, you know what? People used to, surprising, when we were just audio, a number of people used to listen with their kids, and the kids would, I forget what, they would
Animal,
ask
I
weird-
remember you yell on the phone and say, someone mute your audio.
Oh yeah, that was, but the kids they used to like the show.
Real nice.
Okay.
Real
Now,
nice, buddy.
here's a question. Dimple said she was calling today, and she had a specific question this week, and I'm going to ask Mario. Maybe he could have helped. I was thinking he might be able to help her because you've asked about similar things. She wanted to know where she could find out about team management for recruiters and sourcers. Like, does anybody advise how to structure a team and stuff like that? Off the top of your head, do you know anybody? Or how do you do it? You don't know. I see a
do it
lot
based
of
on my knowledge.
vacancies.
No, I'm just trying to run through my mind. I do it based on my old experience working in different companies.
Stephen, do you have a
So-
comment on that about structuring a team with recruiters and sourcers? I think Amy said it's five. Amy said
really don't.
5 sourcers to 1 recruiter. That's a lot.
No. That's reverse. We do 2 sources and 4 recruiters. Okay.
Okay.
That's the correct, as per my knowledge, in my, what do you call it?
Okay, maybe I got it
Niche.
wrong. Go ahead. Stephen, do you have a comment there about structuring the team?
I prefer recruiters to be doing all their own sourcing. I don't like the idea of someone feeding them candidates because you're not in control. So I would expect a recruiter to be doing all their own sourcing.
What do you mean you're not in control?
When there's multiple people working on an assignment, then it can lose focus.
Nick
So
said the
I
same
like the
thing.
recruiter
Nick
to go
said
and-
the same thing. He said
I
there could be 6
like the
people
recruiter
involved.
to find the candidate, make the pitch to the candidate, and then pitch the candidate to the company.
Mhm.
Okay.
But what
Okay,
if
that's on the agency
recruiters-
side.
What if your
Mm.
recruiters are just really good at
Yeah.
interviewing and, character judgment and so on and so forth, but they don't know where to dig?
Learn to dig.
Okay.
And then do you provide the training to teach them how to?
Well,
source?
hold on, Priya, you actually fit the bill for what Steve was talking about. You do your own sourcing and interviewing, and do you pass them directly on to your clients, or does Lisa do that?
No, I pass them directly on to my clients.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a very, very clear distinction of our roles and we kind of stay in our own lanes.
And she's
But-
business development and contract
Lisa does
negotiation.
BD and contract signing,
Yeah.
and you do the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she'll do the invoicing piece, the
Okay,
speaking to
yeah,
legal team.
understanding.
Stuff that's
I have a question actually based on my previous show that I was on as the guest. Okay, I did some thinking, and what do you think is the advantage in hiring a business development manager or a BD guy in the US specifically to work on our kind of role?
I don't know. Stephen is a good salesperson. Ask him first.
Sorry, what was the question?
Is it worthwhile getting a business development person separate? So you said you like the recruiter to do the sourcing and the interviewing and the presentation, but what about someone just to sell the service?
Yeah, and let me give some backstory. This was based on the feedback that Rich gave me. I hope you remember, Animal, when I was the guest on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason. I was thinking about it.
Steve, do you want to say something? You don't have to.
Well, the type of agency that I've always had has been that the recruiter is what you would call a 360 recruiter. So they sell the service, they deliver the service, and they're responsible for everything in between, including follow-up. So everything aside from the invoicing is pretty much down to the individual recruiter, and that individual recruiter is a self-contained business in their own right. If you're selling, providing candidates on a contract basis, whether it be factory workers or IT workers or consultants, then if you've got a business development person bringing in that business and then other people who then deliver the service, then that would make sense. But that's never been my kind of recruitment.
Okay, but you don't have any ideas about it either then, eh?
Hey,
No.
enter the man.
There you
Rich,
go.
what do you think?
What's up?
Based on your
Go ahead, Mario.
based on your feedback, what you told me, okay, I know I'm not going to develop an American accent overnight.
Actually, let me interrupt before we get to Rich on that. I just want to mention Priya has been on a few times. But even the first time she was on, she struck me as a bright, friendly, hard worker, right? And she told us right from the start that, just like she said a minute ago, they divide the responsibilities in their company. She's got Lisa Taguchi, who handles all the business development. And for some reason, even though we can see that Priya's smart and all the complimentary things I just said about her, she doesn't feel that's her strength. Whereas Lisa doesn't do any of the recruiting on her own, but she's great at business development. She's got clients, bringing in people that just the names of those companies reel the candidates in. Okay, so something is working there with a division of roles. Okay, so Rich, it's in your categories. What's that?
It's
I'm just saying I'm going to have to go.
Oh, okay, Stephen, it's very nice. You're coming back next week, right?
Looking forward
Yeah,
to
over
it,
here.
Stephen.
No problem.
You're the guest. He
Adios.
was the first.
Bye.
I'll just announce he was the first guest on the video version of the show, and now he's going to be the final guest of the year next week.
There you
Next
go.
Wednesday, Stephen O'Donnell. He's one of the tough guys.
Okay,
Like
see you next week.
Rich.
Stay tuned.
One of the tough guys in recruiting. Okay, over to
Adios.
Rich. Now, let me see if I remember Rich's URL. The softwaresalesrecruiter.com. Am I right?
Close enough. Yeah, that's right.
No, what is it?
That works. That works.
No, what is it? That's the one.
I use Cornerstone Search, but that one works.
It doesn't say what you do.
I know,
okay?
I know. But to your question, though, I know people that do both. I'm a 360 guy. For me, I love doing 360. I think you have a lot more control, a lot more insight, a lot more intimacy with the whole process that's going on. Whereas, when you do, I've got friends that make a fortune doing the Rainmaker model, where one guy's going out and getting the jobs, and then they've got, 6 recruiters working on filling those jobs.
Rich, can you do me a
Exactly.
favor and adjust your goddamn camera
What do
so
you
you're
need?
not under the screen?
Rich, so
I look good. I look perfect on the screen. I don't know what your deal is. This Canadian.
he doesn't like your
Canadian
background.
you got.
I
What?
No, he
like
doesn't like
it,
your
but I'd
background,
like to
Rich.
see him as well, okay?
Right.
You know,
Hang on.
I'm a bully, dude.
Hang on. There we go.
that's what this show is about,
There you
Priya.
go.
If
This show
you don't
is
know it
about
yet,
bullying
it's
everyone.
pushing people around. It's saying things that you wouldn't normally say.
You're
It's
not
getting it
that
off
true.
your chest, okay?
Yeah. So Rich, actually I'm
No,
following
no,
up
no,
based
I
on the
want to hear what
feedback
he
you-
said with
Oh,
that.
sorry,
You know, he
sorry.
got me with this Rainmaker model.
Yeah,
He's
that's
talking
like a
about the
lawmaker,
Rainmaker.
Steve.
One person is going out and bringing in the business. Am I right about that, Rich?
Yeah, one person is bringing they're just doing strict BD, and then the candidate. Then there's other sourcers, other recruiters, whatever you want to call them, are going to just do all the candidate sourcing. They don't touch the client.
Yeah.
Okay, and
So-
does this person, this Rainmaker, does she or he actually present the candidates as well? Is that a full client relationship manager, or is it just business development?
No, the usually, again, everyone does it different, but the Rainmaker is going to be presenting the candidates. He's going to be doing the debriefs. He's going to be doing everything client facing. Sometimes the recruiters will be on that call too, just to hear the whole, first level insight. So they're not getting it second and third hand.
I know Mario wants to talk, but I'm going to talk over him.
No,
okay?
please
I'm
go
gonna
ahead. I'm
pull-
just listening.
I'm going to pull rank. Wait a second, everybody. I've had a lot of experience with this. And there's the thing, like my impression is the person who can bring in the business, is a person who doesn't do what I just did with Rich in the camera. They like to suck up to people, and they curry favor with they can go into a bar and talk to someone about nothing, okay, and get them to like them. That's how they bring in the business. The thing is, though, they're so concerned about their image, like looking good, that they don't ask tough questions when they take a search. So you've got these great sourcers and stuff like that, but they can't get the information out of the out of this client relationship manager, the rainmaker. And then when they find somebody, they know more about this job than the rainmaker, and they have to sell their good candidates to the rainmaker, who's just a dummy, like a false front. That's my problem.
Well,
okay.
that sounds like
Not
every
really.
staffing
Animal, I'm so
agency.
sorry. Not
Mario
really.
next, and then the guest.
Sorry. So,
You guys, I'm never coming back. I just want
You will.
Hey, come
back.
on,
I
Priya,
like
chill,
you,
man.
okay. Look at all the great things I said about you already.
yes.
Mario, go ahead.
Animal, not really. I don't agree with your point. See, some people are good at sales, okay? Recruiting is a little bit of a different game, okay?
Rich says recruiting is sales.
Recruiting
okay,
is
so
sales.
Yeah, it is sales, but not, I mean, how do I rephrase
Listen,
that? Okay.
there's certain people get nervous about talking to clients, asking tough questions. They're the dummies who don't make a lot of money because it's the same stupid call. At the end of the day, the clients you can be blunt and honest to, candidates you can be blunt and honest to. Everyone ends up respecting you. No one ever hates you because you're honest. They may not like what you said, but they respect the truth. So
Right.
maybe some pompous assholes don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah,
Priya,
true.
you're right,
got
but they're
5
assholes.
minutes
Who
to
wants to work
talk,
with the
so
assholes?
wrap up the show.
That's
Go
exactly
ahead.
it. No,
No, all I was
if you-
saying was the rainmaker model. That sounds like every other staffing company, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's what most staffing companies do, because from a business standpoint, if you're a business owner, why would you want one person having the entire process? They broke it up because business, like MRI, was losing recruiters because everyone knew the whole process. So they would just go start their own firm. If now you get people only do one side or the other, and
Yeah.
other people break it up even further. So
Okay, so I don't think everyone needs to know the whole process. Obviously, we don't do that. But I think it's fair if Lisa and I, have our own lanes, and then it also keeps us up with accountability, because I'm fully capable of dropping the ball if I'm tired. Like, okay. So that, I'll be honest, yeah, I'll drop the ball. But I think that has really helped us succeed so far. And I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, as long as you're not like showing your book of business and business model to every single person on your payroll.
That's for sure.
it's personal choice. There's no right or wrong. It's just, if you're a business owner, if I wanted to build a big firm, I would probably do it that way, because I know folks that are doing it and making tons of money. The reps, the individuals aren't making as much, but the company's making more.
I do have a really silly question though. And I want to ask you this, Rich, before we have to go.
Yeah.
Did you change your name after you started making a lot of money?
Did I? No.
Get it?
I've never had that question. I did not change my name.
Okay, were you like Mark or something? And then you just started.
That's actually my middle name.
You're like,
I didn't get it.
oh, Animal
That's a
got
good
it.
question.
Right. Every time I see your name, I'm like, did he
Took me
change?
a while.
But yeah, I tell you what I did do when I left MRI. I did work under a different name for like 6 months during a non-compete.
What?
So,
That's smart.
but that was 26 years ago.
I'm so sorry for jumping in. Can I just ask one more question?
Can I
Rich,
say one thing
based-
before you do it? Wait.
Please go ahead, please go ahead.
But maybe she's too young to know. I don't know. But there's a comic book called Richie Rich. You know that, right?
Yeah, obviously. Who doesn't know Richie Rich?
There you go.
The poor
I
little rich
have a
kid.
Richie Rich thing
sitting
somewhere in
here.
here someplace, actually. Where'd it go?
Okay, Mario, go ahead.
Rich, based on the feedback you gave me last time, okay?
Mhm.
You mentioned about my accent being a minus point and some people not wanting to work.
For clearance,
that
for
feed-
security jobs.
For top security, top security deals.
I'm talking even generally, okay?
Yeah. Well, that's
He didn't
If
mean
some
that.
people-
He
yeah,
didn't
that's
mean
that's
that.
their own individual stupidity then. But
Okay, so what about getting a business development guy to get us business for that reason?
yeah, I mean, it could work. I mean, like everything
Yeah.
works. There's nothing. You
Okay.
get some of that. I mean, not everyone is stuck in their way, and they said I can't talk to anyone with a foreign accent. But federal and top security clearance deals, if you got Indian, Chinese, Russian, they're not
Yeah.
apt to jump on the phone with you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
True.
You
So-
should.
He
get a
doesn't
BD
recruit
guy.
in that field, so
He's
he's
very
guessing.
smart.
I think he's guessing.
No, I
No,
do
mostly-
Fed deals. I do Fed deals.
He does
I
Fed
do
sales,
recruiting.
right?
I do, yeah, I do Fed sales.
Priya,
What?
were you trying to say something? I'm giving you a break.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm totally encouraging my friend Mario here. You should get a BD guy. I think that's very smart. Get a Lisa.
Because I'm currently doing all my BD and I need to up the ante a bit.
Yeah, but hold on a second.
Recruit and do
Wait a
BD
second.
at the same time.
He's got the manner. He's not shy. You know, he's
See,
and
Animal,
he's
I want to
lighthearted.
take my firm up to the level of riches level, okay?
I
think
Over
you
a
could do it.
million.
I think you could do it and do
You
it with
totally
your
could do it.
accent, okay?
But
And not
you-
hand it
listen,
over to a BD
you-
guy.
You totally can do it. You just got to make more calls. That's all. I
I
mean,
get a BD guy.
yeah, I mean, you get both. Why just stop?
Yeah,
at
that's
one? I mean,
the
you both
idea.
can do BD.
I'm going to have another guy on the other side doing the BD. I'm
Yeah.
also going to do BD and bring in as much business as possible
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
at
the
20,
thing.
25% fees. That's how
Yeah.
it goes.
I mean, that's it. I mean, the end of the day, it's just training a BD guy that actually can do it and wants to do it.
Do you
And-
think a
Although I
normal
think
CS
if
guy
someone
can do
can
it?
sell your
Or do we need
company and your
something in
passion-
recruiting?
What?
My passion is business, Priya. I'm
Oh,
simple
let
as
me
that.
finish.
I'm about the
You-
dollars.
you
I
have
If
love
she
the
wants
dollars.
it to let her
Right?
talk, okay? Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Yeah.
You guys are like an old married couple, the two of you.
Jesus, Mario. Wait,
Oh,
Mario,
shit,
you
I
have your
like
own
it.
company as well, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I don't know if someone can really sell like your vision and your company passion like you yourself can. I don't know if
No
you
one
can pay
cares.
me for that,
Can I
but
be frank? I give two shits about my company passion.
Okay.
Exactly. No
Well,
one cares
she's
about
got a
your company
point.
passion.
She's got a
They care.
point.
They care. Can you
She's got
find
a
me the right
point,
person
okay?
quickly?
On the other
Exactly.
hand,
That's the
there-
point.
there's people who do everything and they're too shy to show. They don't put it out there, okay? So it depends on the person's personality. You know, if it's some squirrely sorcerer who likes to we work in the basement, she's not going to be putting herself out telling everybody how great she is. Somebody else who doesn't have her skills at all could brag the hell out of her, okay? So sometimes it's not all the same person. Oh, now Rich is showing how muscular he is to scare us and show I'm the man, okay?
I'm getting the heated conversation. Getting hot in here.
Anybody else got questions before we get going?
I think one question: Why do people hate recruiting so much? I saw a post in one of the groups, and one guy was saying that if someone leads you out of recruiting, they are a good friend of yours. Okay, and I was thinking, what the hell is wrong with you, man?
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
hold
one
on.
guy said he gets 1,000 emails a week for IT jobs, okay? And they're usually mass emails, and you know, those are the guys who call recruiters scumbags.
No, that's not recruit. He didn't call recruiters scumbags. He said the guy who leads him out of recruiting
I don't know
is giving
why.
him a lifeline. Okay, that's what I want to ask him.
I don't know. At the end of the day, listen, most recruiters aren't that good. That's the problem.
yeah,
You know,
True.
maybe he just sucked as a recruiter.
that could be it too.
Maybe he sucked as a human being.
Key. Why? That's you. The letter U. KEY. Careers
You key.
Solutions.org. Not .com. I might have said it wrong before. You know, they're unique.org. MarioTheRecruiter.com. What was it? The software sales recruiter.com. Priya, I have to thank you again. Rich, I told her I thought it was like pity sex her coming here because I couldn't get any guests, but she said she came because she likes it for real. Okay. So I'm
You'll come again,
encouraging
Priya?
I will, yes.
It's a fun
Good.
show.
When
We
there's
want you to
nobody
know.
else
It's a really
volunteering,
fun
I
show.
will be here.
I'm encouraging everybody else. I want to just get some pictures of people holding their mugs up like she did. Hold it up, but look us in the eye.
I don't have a mug.
Oh, that's so cheesy. Okay, fine.
I
Nice
liked it.
water.
Take a look. I made a nice
Thanks.
picture for you. Bye, everybody. Thanks a lot.